Hello everybody, Sherman here. Wanted to focus today's conversation on referrals. The old school mentality used to be that I get paid in two ways. You either give me referrals or you do some business with me. And I really feel like it needs to change. The conversation that you've had with that person at that point has always been about them. What do they want to do? Where they want to go? And then all of a sudden you turn the table on them and you say, hey, I want you to help me. And so really what we want to focus in on is your desire to help other people achieve their financial goals. Go at it from a service model because it's going to resonate more with them. The other thing to understand when it comes to referrals is this is what will separate those that do average throughout their entire career and never progress and end up plateauing versus those that consistently move upwards because they're deliberately asking to see a different caliber of person. So once you get beyond that old way of viewing things, what you want to have a look at then is what is your ultimate process. A lot of times when it comes to the sales process of prospecting, fact finding, presenting, closing, service, and going forward in that sales cycle, oftentimes an advisor has a tendency to just hodgepodge and they just place it in whenever. Choose some point in the sales process and then consistently use it, your referral language. So oftentimes I find what holds someone back from asking for referrals is number one, they haven't found language they feel comfortable with. They haven't practiced that language so it does get comfortable. And then the last one is they don't have a set process on when they're going to consistently ask. One thing that I would challenge a lot of people is to ask in that first meeting. Just like a professional, when you sit down with them, if I sit down with my dentist and he goes through, takes x-rays, looks at my teeth, and there's no cavities or nothing that needs to be done, he still has brought value to my situation or my oral health. And the same thing works with us. When we sit down with someone and we assess their financial needs, even if there's no opportunity, we still can give them validation that where they're at, it seems like they're on track or they're working with a good advisor that's giving them some good advice and encourage them to continue to work with that advisor going forward. And so if you wait until you've always closed on a client, you're going to find yourself missing out on a lot of opportunities because if you were to use just your typical numbers, you're going to sell probably a quarter to about a third of the people that you sit down in a fact-finding process. So if you run about 20 fact finders in the month, 5 a week, 4 weeks, that means of those 20, you're probably going to sell about 3 to 4 of them. And then if you sell, let's say 4 of them, that means there's 16 fact finders that you never ask them for a referral. So think about when you're going to add it into your process. Make it a habit. It's a high emotional thing to ask someone for people that they know, and to be able to bring that high level of anxiety, you want to be able to master your language and make it consistent. That's going to bring that anxiety down. And that final piece on the professional role play, I cannot emphasize this enough on how important that is. We look at professional athletes and they practice, we expect them to practice like you wouldn't believe in order to hone in their craft. The question that I'd ask you is, when was the last time you actually took time to hone in your craft? And if you're telling me it's when you're going face to face with a client and you're gonna wing it, you're not putting forth your best effort if you were to practice some of those presentations ahead of time. Now, in the next videos, I'm going to talk about the actual language, how to leverage LinkedIn. That's the end of this one. Have a great day, everybody.